I'm Gaurav Raj. I'm the head of partnerships and product here at Reworked AI.
My name is Fred. I'm one of the co-founders at Rework.ai.
I'm Hunter. I'm a business development manager and strategic partnerships manager at PCM Integrations.
Okay, we've identified what works, right? You need the top layer, you need the data, and you also need quick execution with direct mail. So now moving on to our next segment of some reality check, right? Some of the statistics that you sent from what direct mail has achieved was it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So I just want to double click on that. Let's get into that. I want to talk more about, what is this? How can someone achieve these statistics, and what has gone behind for all our viewers? You've talked about the 509% increase. So yeah, let's start with that.
Yeah. I mean, statistically, sending out to a targeted list, kind of what you're talking about, especially if it's in-house. So if it is already your own data, because I know part of what you do, which you're explaining in just a minute, is identifying the right people in your own database, is sending to that gets, about a 5 to 9% response rate in direct mail. So sending just to the in-house list. When you go outside, just looking at direct mail in terms of its response rate, it's about 4 to 5% to cold. Again, having the right data makes a massive difference compared to, like you said, doing an every door direct mail campaign where it's just anybody compared to that targeted.
And I guarantee you 90% of the people watching this are going to say, BS, I never got anywhere near 4 to 5% on my cold list.
The question is, how many times did you actually send it? What was the message, like we spoke about?
Right.
And the card, right? Along with that data. And, those are some big things to think with that a lot of people overlook. They're like, yes, think about this, guys. When you send out an email, or when you receive an email from somebody, do you even see it? Does it get lost in spam?
Yeah, I mean, if
Right.
I know that person,
But when
I
you
would
send out a
open it.
direct mail piece, or you receive one, when you look at it when you're at your condo, how many pieces did you have that day? Or go home tonight and look.
Yeah,
You
two-
might have 4
two
or
or
5.
three. Yeah,
You might have 4 or 5 on the top end. You're probably having 2 or 3, just like you mentioned. But you get hundreds, if not thousands, of emails every single day that just get
Plus,
lost.
Gmail's so good at putting those in promotions and spam and
Exactly.
and
But
the other folders.
you don't have that with direct mail. It's
Right.
going to get in their mailbox. Now, the thing is, what I mentioned earlier is that repetition. One, like I mentioned, postcards alone, do it multiple times, 3 to 5 times. But when you, and that's where you get that 5 to 9% response rate. But when you start adding in with the other socials, like you mentioned as well, do emails. That's fine. Do SMS. Do social. Do YouTube ads and all kinds of things like that. Their ROI just explodes, right? And then it
Right.
gets around to around 9 to 12%, right? Because you see that omni-channel approach really take in. I know you wanted me to mention about a different statistic. That 509%, that's the ROI.
Right.
That's what that is. So I have 2 case studies
Yeah.
that we pulled specifically from some of our roofing clients in the past. One sent out 6,000 mailers, I think got around 60-ish responses and closed about 15 of them, made around $65,000, right? Again, that's one, right?
Yeah.
The other one sent around 12,000. And I think they had just around the same amount. So obviously they sent more. They got around the same response rate, right? You'd have to dig into a couple of things to understand why.
Right.
Could be the data, could be the messaging, and again, or where they sent it out, right? The geographical location that they sent it out in. And that's where theirs was a little lower. That specifically was around 850. And it varies. But if you're doing that and you're sending out, a couple thousand mailers, imagine how many emails you'd have to send out to get that response.
Right.
I am probably the best story that I tell all the time. I have over 40,000 unread emails
In your inbox?
in my inbox.
Oh, dear.
In my personal one, not my company one. My company one, clean. I take care of it, right?
Yeah.
But
Joy, talk to him.
no. She can go look at it right now. It's clean. I promise. I'm all over the business one, but the personal one is it's a lot of junk. It's a lot of promotions that
Well,
I
you
get
got to stop
when I bought
visiting
something.
those dodgy websites.
No, it's Amazon. It really is Amazon, and buying something on Walmart or buying something one time that you might buy
Let me ask
for
you
a
a question,
holiday or
though, as a-
something, and now you get all the spam constantly,
Right.
and you never really unsubscribe from it because it doesn't matter. You don't really look at it.
So for a naysayer out there that says, okay, yeah, the guy from PCM, he wants me to mail 3 times because he just wants that company to get more business. And, I've met a fair number of print houses over the last 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And I like to ask this question. What is more, are you trying to get ink on paper? Because like one of the first print houses we talked to, they're like, your goals, Fred, of getting it intelligently targeted to the right home or the right person are opposed to what we're trying to do to get ink on paper. And my answer was, well, you're trying to get ink on paper, sure, right?
Yeah.
It is a volume business, but ultimately you're trying for growth, customer retention, and have your customer have those ROIs that you're looking at.
Of course.
And you're not going to recommend to a customer or a potential customer doing it wrong.
Right.
Right. And, take the expert's advice, right? But, you can be smarter about it. You don't want to mail 40,000, mail 3,000, mail a couple thousand once and follow it up. But the intentionality, that nurturing, the playing into the human nature of seeing that logo, change it up. That the second mailer looks a little different, but you still have the color palette the same, the logo is the same. It's a different area, saying something different, and eventually they're going to be like, I know this company, even though they've never heard of it. Sorry, I didn't. I asked and answered my own question.
No, but you're right. That's something that makes us different, and this has been Joy's mission since day one. It's about the customer, right? I mentioned it earlier. If they're successful, then we're gonna obviously be successful as well. So for us, it's really the opposite. It's not about ink on paper. It's about helping small businesses grow. That's our motto from day one, and I love it. I'm fully
Joy is
behind
your
it
CEO,
completely.
president, and owner, right?
She
Okay,
is.
just-
Yep. For the viewers,
And a pioneer in this industry.
Juggernaut.
27 years, right?
Absolutely a titan in the industry. Founded it from the beginning, 100%. Never taken any funding. Everything's fully based off of the profits we've
It's an
made
amazing story.
in terms of our growth. So if you don't know her, check her out. She's all over the place. You guys will really love her and resonate with her. But it's about the end user. It's about our customer, which would be the roofer. It's about helping them generate. So like even when we consult them, the first thing we do is learn everything about their business, what they're doing now, what's working, what's not working. So we have a full picture, right? Then we focus on, okay, what do you want to achieve? How many more jobs can you take on? How much more revenue are you looking to do? And we pretty much reverse engineer that into the campaign that's going to accomplish those goals. Compared to saying, you got package A, B, and C, here's how much each one is, which one are you doing? It's complete opposite, where we want to learn about you, and I mentioned it, we want to consult you. We want to help you grow. That is our focus compared to just getting ink on paper. So if it is doing social media, if it is doing omnichannel approach where you've got email and connected TVs and everything else, let's do it. We're not going to say don't.
There's not one size fits all.
Right. We're not going to say don't do it. Do them all, but do them in the correct fashion so that you're achieving what you want to and you're not wasting money doing one type when you could do a different type.